At the beginning of the story, we are shown a scene 26 years ago where a boy was being chased by 14 boys to kill him, but then a boy comes on a bicycle and starts fighting those 14 boys alone. He kills all those boys and makes chutney, after which people call that boy the legendary fatter. No, we are shown the same legendary fatter after 26 years. After 26 years, he had become very fat like a fresh pumpkin and his financial condition was not good. That is why today he is like a legend of fist. He had come to fight in a boxing show, and if he won he would get $200. But the opponent is not an ordinary fighter but a professional fighter, and he defeats that fighter very easily. After this, some more street fighters come one after the other and he defeats them also very easily. Now we know Lim Nam. Lim K sees a man sitting in his noodle shop texting his daughter. Very few customers used to come to the noodle shop. Hence his income was very low. But today the producer of the show Fist of Legend had come to his shop. She told Lim that I heard that you used to be a very good fatter in your school time. And you were also going to participate in the Olympics. Lim says that you were absolutely wrong. It is heard that after this, producer Lim, along with giving him the money for his noodles, gives him his card and says that if you ever need money, then come to my show. Then after some time, Lim closed his restaurant and went to his in-laws' house. It turns out that Lim's wife had passed away and he doesn't like his daughter. That's why she used to live with her grandmother and aunt. Lim's daughter's name is Shobin. She asks Lim if you are free tomorrow. Then Lim says yes, why not, tell me what is your work. Sobin takes her with her to the hospital. Actually, he had inserted a pin in the head of his classmate, after which he was expelled from the school. That's why she brought her dad there to talk to the principal. Lim apologizes to the girl on behalf of his daughter and requests the principal to allow his daughter to return to school. The entire hospital bill of the girl will be paid, to which the principal agrees, but there while leaving, Subin tells her dad that I only asked you to talk, not to apologize and give money. Now where will you bring so much money from? Lim says don't worry, I have a lot of money. Now we are together. Let's see, a man named Sang used to be Lim's friend 26 years ago, but for some reason now there was no conversation between them. You will know the reason behind this after some time. Sang was talking on the phone to the producer of the show Fist of Legend, when his boss got upset with the direct questions of some journalists and asked him. They run away to their boss and start beating him with his hands. He bandages the bleeding wound that he got while killing those journalists. Sang's boss was the president's son and was also Sang's friend. In their childhood, Sang Park and Lim studied in the same school while the other one was in the same school. On the other hand, we see that a man has been forced to fight in the Fist of Legend show, but when the organizers of the show start removing him from there, he says that do not make the mistake of thinking that I am a common man. I am a member of the National Intelligence Service, after which the organizers throw him in the game, but as soon as he comes into the open ring, he is killed. He starts pounding after getting badly beaten by her. He runs away from there. After this, another contestant is called there. Only then we see that the other contestant is none other than Lim. Actually, Lim did not have money and he also had to pay the hospital bill of the girl who was beaten by his daughter. That's why today he had also come here to fight Lim's last fight. He faces the champion of the week from whom he gets beaten a lot at first, but in the end he wins the game by defeating him. After this, in the second round, another player is called. The name of the second player was Shin, who was even more powerful than the first one. He was ranked and had been winning for several months, but Lim was very happy to see him there. It becomes a hobby and a fight starts between them, but both compete with each other very well. In the middle of the fight, Lim says to Sin that, hey man, you let me win this game, I need the power of money. It seems like this. It was as if both of them already know each other, but Sean does not listen to her and does not listen to her. He keeps fighting, after which he beats Lim Sin a lot, and in the end he wins the game. After winning the game, Lim asks Sin if you are okay. Then he says that he needed the money, that is why I lost on purpose. After the show ends, Gaia tells Lim that the producer is giving him $200 in exchange for winning the game, that next week you come again. This time I will give you more money, on which Lim says that no, my work will be done in this much money. I do not like to kill others for money. Then Lim's eyes fall on the scene. Lim Sin goes to him and tells him that both of us are meeting after 25 to 26 years. Sin says yes, but you still haven't changed and look at me where I have come from. Actually 26 years ago, manager Sang, Sin and Lin, all three used to be best friends, but why these three separated, you will know in a little while. Then a luxury car arrives there and Sin tells Lim that my car has arrived, I will meet you later. Sin goes and sits in that car, but the driver of the car says that I am not your driver. Come and sit quietly, on which Sin says, "Understand things, my friend. Move the car a little further, otherwise, my friend. Now we will understand that this car is not mine." Now we will see the scene of 25 years ago. It is shown where we see young Lim going home from boxing training when he sees some boys from his school being beaten up by boys from another school, including young Sin, the same Sin who was beaten a moment earlier. Lim had defeated Sin and his friends after seeing them getting beaten by Lin. He says, "Let my friends go," but Sin starts moving forward to kill him too, but Lin kills all of them and drives his junior away from there and then kills Sin and bursts his veins. Now we get the scene of the next day. Lin is shown sleeping in his class when Young Sang and his friend Young Park arrive. We pick him up and ask him that we heard that you are preparing for the Olympics. Then we see Sin coming to Lim's school with 2 bricks. He starts searching for Lim in the whole school. Lim comes in front of him. So Sin asks him, "Will you get beaten here or will you go out?" Lim says, "Let's go out, let's go," but then Sang goes to kill Sim. Both of them kick and punch each other and make them fall. Then Sin says that, "Today I did not have breakfast. I will tell you both tomorrow. Now let us know about the next day." The scene is shown where we see Young Par along with Young Lin and Young Sang in the Perke was the son of the president for whom I was working together in the present. All 3 of them were sitting and having lunch, but then Sin comes there with 2 bottles and hits Lin and Sane and says that Sin and Lin's children, "Today I and you too. I will not leave her alive. Today I have also had lunch," on which Lin herself went in front of her, stands up and says that, "You have come to kill us. No, kill us." Sean immediately hits Lin with 2 punches in the face and tells her that, "You had given me 2 punches and there is still pain between the legs." We see the 3 of them having lunch along with Sin as he has now become their friend. Sin says that, "Now that all 3 of you have become friends with me, no one will touch you in my presence." Now we are shown the scene from the present time after 26 years, where Sang is seen on the cover page of a newspaper. Lin's photo is visible. Lin's fattening video went viral very fast, so that many people started coming to his restaurant to take selfies with him on the pretext of eating food. Lin's entire restaurant started filling up. That is why he calls his in-laws to work there. Lin's mother-in-law tells him that, "You should participate this week," also to which he says, "No, I got all the money I needed. Now I don't want to fight with anyone for more money," on which his mother-in-law starts shouting at him and says to him, "What do you think? You can educate your daughter well in this much money. You will write, I have never seen an idiot like you." That is why Kong comes there. Kong, who had gone to the fight claiming to be a member of the National Intelligence Service and had fled the scene after being beaten, had brought with him a billboard for Lim's restaurant in which he had put up his photo along with Lim's so that his at the same time. He also becomes a little famous, and after this, he also forcibly becomes Lim's manager. Next day, we see Lim fighting again because his mother-in-law wanted him to earn more money. Lim easily defeats one of his opponents. After winning the game, he goes outside his daughter Subin's school. But his daughter is not happy at all when she sees him in a restaurant. He takes her away. He had brought a tub for her, but she is upset and still not happy. Then Lim asks her if the girl you killed is okay now. "Well, you shouldn't kill someone like that," and she would scream at him. She looks and says that, "Before explaining to me, you should look at yourself. You had said that you will not go to fight on that stage again." Now we see Lim fighting again in the game. On the other hand, his friend was also sitting with him and watching Lim's show, and he is very happy with Lim's victory. Then in the night, he goes to the reunion party of some of his old school friends where many people from his class had come. They are very happy to see Lim there and praise his fighting skills. But one of his classmates starts talking bad about him and says that, "You are a cheap and deceitful person. You had betrayed your friends. And now you are considering yourself a superstar," after which Lim is there. He gets up and starts leaving, and then he starts remembering his childhood days. The scene shifts back to 26 years ago. Yes, Lim was fighting in the amateur boxing champion. After winning this match, he went straight to fight in the Olympics. Could have gone. His friends also came to watch him fight. Lim was very good when he fights. He does not give his opponent a chance to land even a single punch. But at the end of the match, the referee makes a student from another school the winner. Lim's school and his friends were not at all happy with his defeat. They all entered the ring and attacked Lim. They start shouting Lim's name, but he walks away crying. Lim's coach, when we go to the judge and ask him, he says that he was fighting in the wrong way. That is why his scores are low. But the coach understands that he has taken money from another school. That is why they make a fuss there. After this, Lim's friends, to make him feel good, they take him to the club, but the guards of the club, they do not allow them to come inside and also start abusing, on which Lim gets angry. Hence he single-handedly beats all the guards of the club. After this, they go to the local bar and start eating and drinking. But then the guards of the club are there. Along with some other guards, all the guards come together to kill him. Lim and his friends are beaten a lot, after which Lim runs away from there, and after some time, he takes all the boys of his club and reaches to kill those guards. All of them together beat those guards a lot because the club, all the people were very good fighters, and the fighting escalated so much that the police they reach there and arrest Lim and his friends. Now we are shown back to the present time after 26 years, where Fist of Legend comes to the show's producer Sank and tells him that she wants that you compete with your friend Lin after 26 years because the world loved the drama so much. If they get to know about you and him, then it will be very good for my show, and in return I will make you the manager of my show. But Sang refuses them. After this, Sang goes to his boss, so he tells him that he will have to fight in the Fist of Legends show because if you do this, Mojo Daily will close my bar incident case, and anyway I wanted to see you fight with Lim. Now we see Lim and his manager working in their kitchen, and then Lim's daughter Subin is there very much. He comes in a bad state and hugs Lim and starts crying. Seeing this condition, Lim gets very nervous. He asks her who did this condition to her, but she does not tell anything. After some time, a girl comes there and tells Lim that I know who has done this condition to Subin, after which Lim goes with that girl, but the girl goes there and goes towards those boys. This is because Subin was killed by the same girl and her friends. All this was done by the same girl in whose head Subin had inserted a pen. But there was also a boy here who wanted to become fatter, and he thought that he could do it by fighting with Lim. Will defeat him. That's why both of them had called Lim there to fight. He wanted to kill Lim. It seems that she thinks that if not alone, then he will kill her along with his friends, but Lim beats her along with her friends, and the girls stand up and start making videos of them. Then when more fighting starts happening, so those girls start running away from there, but then Kong comes there and confronts them, snatches the girl's phone. Now we see Lim going to the ring to fight in the Fist of Legends show, but Lim was supposed to fight Sang today. He gets very upset seeing him there. Then when they both start fighting, so Lim starts hitting Sang, but as soon as Sang kicks him, Lim gets seriously hurt. Lim seems to be very weak in front of Sang, and finally Sang defeats Lim very badly. After this, when Lim goes to his home, he tries to talk to his daughter, but Subin tells him that she didn't want to talk because she didn't like her dad's boxing, and then Subin tells that in my childhood days I used to do boxing for money, but after meeting your mom, I stopped all this work. Your mom asked me to take care of you while she was dying, but I could not take care of you. On the other hand, when Sang goes to his office, his boss Park's beating an employee badly because Park's factory workers had put on a strike against him. After this, Par praises Sang's boxing and then calls 3 people and tells Sang that I want to see if you will be able to fight 3 people at once or not. Come on, show me by fighting them. But Sang starts shouting and says to Park, that donkey, your body has grown up but the mind is still that of an 18-year-old child, and then he leaves working for Park and goes away from there. While on the other hand we see the producer talking to his organizer, and they decide that he will organize a game of 8 champions in which the winner will be given a prize of $2 lakh. When people come to know about this new show and its prize money, they get very excited. The Fist of Legends show is being talked about everywhere. It starts now. We see Lim having lunch with his daughter. Now Subin, she had started giving little attention to her dad because last time he was crying in front of her saying that he is not able to take care of him. Then Lim gets a call from the producer. She asks him to come to the show, but Lim says that now I won't play any games now, I just have to take care of my daughter. Lim disconnects the phone, on which Subin tells him that have you gone crazy? People all over Korea have started liking you. You must go there, and anyway it was your dream. I want you to fulfill your dream. Now let us go back 26 years. We see the earlier scene when the police had caught Salim and his friends and taken them away. The police leave the park because he was the president's son, but the rest of the people stay inside. Then after a while an officer comes to Lim Sung and Sin and tells them that you guys want to come out of here. So you have to do a task for me. Then after a while a gangster Lim Sang and Sin comes to meet them and tells them if you guys want to come out of here you have to do one thing for me. Now we see Lim Sang and Sin go to a house. Sang tells Sian that this we are not doing well, to which Sean says that if you are scared then run away from here, after which he runs away from there. Then Lim hears the sound of someone screaming. He goes and sees that Sin had stabbed someone because he was asked to do so by the gangster, and for this very purpose the gangster had killed all 3 of them. Bail was made, but then the police starts arriving there and Sin tells Lim to leave, I will take care of everything, after which Sin also runs away, but Sin gets himself arrested and takes the entire blame on himself to save his other friends from going to jail. Now we are shown the present scene again after 26 years, where Sean comes to Lim's house and takes him to meet his gangster boss. It turns out that these were the same people who had got that man murdered 26 years ago in exchange for releasing those 3 from jail. They say that I run an online betting set where betting on the Fist of Legends show is also done. That is why I keep all my money in my hands. I will put money on my son and the public will put money on you. By the way, my son is also one. He is a professional fighter, but if you lose this match then I will win and will give you $100,000 instead of $100,000. Basically, he was talking about match fixing. He also gives him $200,000, but Lim does not tell him anything and he takes the money and leaves from there. Now we see the Fist of Legends show happening the next day. The entire stadium was full of people, while Lim was sitting and thinking about something, and then Subin comes there and tells him to see, you will win. After some time, the game starts and all 8 players go to the ring. In the first round, Sin's fight. It is against a player whom he defeats very easily. In the second round, Sang defeats his son, and in the third round, Lin also defeats his son. After this, the fourth round is between Sin and the gangster's son Choi, but Sun gets very tired and then Choi loses very easily because he had to pay for his loss and had to fight again in the next round with another player. He fights very well, but somehow he defeats Lim. But when he was going out of the ring after defeating him, he falls, due to which his legs get hurt. Then when he goes to the restroom, Lim, he tells him that you cannot fight now, you should rest, but he says that not me, if I could fight, then what, you can fight, go and fight. After this, the gangster's son Choi fights with Lim. The gangster was also sitting there watching the match. The fight starts. In the beginning, both of them fight very well with each other. But then Lim starts getting beaten because, like Sin, he also loses money, but then Lim suddenly starts attacking Choi because his daughter told him that you are the one who won. Sin is also very happy to see Choi getting beaten because he also wanted Lim to win the match, and that's why he tired Choi. After which he goes to that gangster and returns Lim's money and tells him that Lim does not fight for money. On the other hand, Choi beats Lim very badly, due to which blood starts coming from his mouth. Subin starts crying after seeing her dad in this condition, but then suddenly Lim wakes up and starts talking to Choi. He beats Choi half dead and Lim wins the match. The gangster goes crazy in anger, but Lim's friend, as well as the entire audience, is very happy. But there was still a final fight left, which was going to happen between Lim and Sank, but Lim says that I will never tell my friend. If he can fight, then he starts leaving the match midway and goes to the restroom. Sang says to him that how come you are always one step ahead of us? Then the producer of the show comes there and tells him that both of you cannot run away like this. You had promised that I will give you not just 2 lakhs of rupees in return, but this match will have to be fought till the end. To which Lin says, I don't fight for money, madam. You come to my restaurant, I will feed you free noodles. Then Sang tells the producer that you should let me continue the show in his place. The producer had no other option, so she agrees and Lim goes to her daughter's house. Now this Shobin goes from there to please his dad. At the end of the movie Logi T, we also see Sin bringing back the money he got in return for losing to the gangster, and in this way, by defeating the gangster's son, those 3 friends had taken their 26 years old revenge. So friends, this is the story. Do tell us how you liked it by commenting. Friends, just a few days ago I had explained the story of one such movie. If you guys have not seen it, then definitely watch it by clicking on watch next. So well guys, that's all in today's video. Thanks to you and goodbye.